Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to today's session. This is a IELTS Writing Task 2 lesson, and we're going to be focusing on writing topic sentences for opinion essays, and we're going to look at my easy four-part structure to teach you how to approach topic sentences. The purpose of topic sentences is always important to understand what you are doing when you're writing. The reason we write a topic sentence is to introduce the idea that you're going to talk about in a paragraph. So some essays, you're going to have topic sentences, just one topic sentence per paragraph, and some multiple idea paragraphs, you're going to have two topic sentences. But the structure is going to be exactly the same, so we can follow this four-part structure that I'm going to show you. It's really important that you are directly answering the question in these. So a common mistake I see with students at the beginning of their essays is sometimes they write all this background information, but you need to directly answer the question in your topic sentences. Each type is going to be a little bit different, so you're going to have to signpost your topic sentences depending on the question type. So some are going to be asking you what are the advantages, so your topic sentence needs to talk about advantages. Some might be asking you your opinion, like in this one. So you have to mention that you agree or disagree. So you always need to be directly answering the question and signposting your topic sentences. And we will have a look at how to do this for an opinion essay today. Good topic sentence means the writer can guess what the question is. And we can do this by always separating our topic sentences into four parts. So the question today was the question we started last week. Some people think that there should be a complete ban on all forms of advertising. To what extent do you agree or disagree? So what do we need to mention in our topic sentences? Our opinion, exactly, especially for opinion essays, because we don't actually have an opinion statement in an opinion essay. You only have your topic sentences. So yeah, as Robin said, we need our opinion and our idea in both. What happens if I don't put my opinion and I don't make my opinion very clear in my topic sentence, or maybe the rest of my paragraph? What will happen to our task response score? 6. Yeah, we don't get over about 6 if our opinion is not clear throughout. So anytime you're asked for your opinion and you don't have opinion statements, which is an area we look at a different day. So in an opinion essay, your topic sentence must have I agree or disagree. Don't write something and go like, okay, the examiner can guess from this that I agree or disagree. You need to say I agree or I disagree, or some form of language that very clearly shows that you agree or disagree. That's super important. Don't let the examiner infer. With opinion essays, our order of body paragraphs isn't important. So certain essays, the order that our body paragraph doesn't really matter, but your opinion must be stated. The best thing to do with order is in your introduction, so in your outline statement, try and put your body paragraphs in the same order as the ideas that you came up with in your outline statement. And this is the outline statement that we looked at last week. So this was what was in our introduction. And remember, because we want good coherence, cohesion, we want to be always looking at our outline statement, because this is like an index for our whole essay. So we look at this and we go, okay, our essay is disagreeing. So we say we strongly disagree. Good. And we had 2 ideas. Idea 1 was advertisements make the public aware about products. And idea 2 was many will lose their jobs. So if our outline statement gives our ideas in this order, main body paragraph 1 is going to deal with the first idea here. So I strongly disagree because this and this. So we need to be mentioning that you're disagreeing. We need to be indicating this idea. So the 4-part structure, I think everyone who's in this class has looked at it before. What am I going to start with? the signposting. How can I signpost this essay about the type of essay it is? This is focusing on this word, disagree. So great, yeah. Remember, it's the first reason I disagree. How else could I signpost this? So the first reason I disagree, what other language could I use? Okay, good. Nabila says, yeah, one reason why, and then we're still putting I disagree. So it's very clear that we're disagreeing, and this word disagree needs to come in here. Or do not agree would be good. Okay, excellent. Here's another one. One of the reasons why I totally disagree, and one primary reason why I disagree. This is a slightly awkward collocation, this one primary reason. So I would avoid this expression, and I would use one of the first three. So a primary reason. I know what you're saying. I can't really say it's wrong, but this collocation of one primary reason is really awkward. So I would avoid this one. And we've got one of these three. So the first reason I disagree, one reason why I disagree, one of the reasons why I disagree, or totally. Do I have to mention the totally in my topic sentence? Mary says, not really. Yep, I completely agree, Mary. So this is optional. You could put the totally. It's very important that it's in our outline statement. So at some point, because the question does say to what extent. So we do want at some point us to say, I strongly disagree. But if we've already said, I strongly disagree here, it's not necessary. It's not wrong, but it's not necessary here. Revan said, is it necessary to disagree, re-disagree or agree in the topic sentence? What do we think, Mary and Nabila? Yeah, so Revan, yeah, we definitely do. This part is essential because, like I said, if you don't put this, and if you just put a negative, the first thing is it looks like you're talking about a disadvantages essay rather than an opinion essay. And you're hoping that the examiner is going to infer you disagree. Examiners don't infer when they're marking. They only mark on what you write. If you don't put the language in, the examiner will say you have not stated your opinion. If you haven't stated your opinion, clearly you're not getting over a bad 6, even if the rest of your essay is perfect for task response. So that's why it's so important in these topic sentences to have this word. We don't need anything fancy. I can have I disagree. Can we think of a synonym for disagree? Brilliant. Yeah, that works. We just go the other way. I do not agree or I disagree. So if you want to vary your language a bit, this is something that we could use. I personally can't think of anything. We've got disagree or do not agree. These would be the two things I would use. Stick to these words. We don't want other synonyms. Okay. The disagree is best. We've got 2 paragraphs. So one paragraph, we could maybe say do not agree. One paragraph, we can use disagree. That varies our language. That's all we need to do. Everything else ends up being awkward, like you're trying to force synonyms. Native speakers don't force synonyms. They just use the words that they know describes what they're trying to say, and this is the word that describes what you're trying to say. Okay, so this is part 1, the signposting. What do I need to do next? So I signpost it. First reason, I do not just agree. A good topic sentence means that the writer can guess what the question is without reading it. So at the moment, I can guess that it's asking about my opinion. But if I just say, is that, what's missing? What is what I don't agree with? So if we look down, hopefully you can see this down here. There's some people think that there should be a complete ban on all forms of advertising. So we really want to show what we're disagreeing is, the actual question itself, because at the moment, I don't know what the question is. So the first reason I do not agree, have a look at this. The first reason I do not agree that advertising should not be banned. So the idea here is there should be a ban. So I'm disagreeing, so should be banned. But the first reason I do not agree, because remember we're disagreeing here. First reason I do not agree that advertising should be banned is because, so now we've got the 3 sections. So here we've got part 1 of my strategy. Okay. Part 2, we're showing what we're disagreeing with, so it's clear. Part 3 is the is because or is that. And then we can have our okay, so we've got part 1, you signpost. Part 2, you show what you agree or disagree with. Part 3 is these connecting words. And part 4 is the main idea. Okay, and that's the structure we're going to follow. So with that in mind, I'm going to throw this over to my students to see what they come up with for their topic sentences. So Mary was paraphrasing that second part, saying that advertisements ought to be prohibited. Yep, that's good, Mary, that works. Okay, so let's break this one down. Let's see if we have the 4 parts. So part 1, one of the reasons why I totally disagree that. Okay, so we got part 1. Advertisements should be prohibited. We've got part 2, is because. We have part 3. And after this is because we're giving an idea. So a complete idea in English, that is basically what a sentence is, or a clause. So we want to be writing clauses, not noun phrases. The subject, verb, object. So here, we've definitely got an idea. So we've got the 4 parts. The structure is really good. I like it. The structure is absolutely fine. But I would say this is a little bit vague. They teach people, what do they teach people about? So they teach people how to do IELTS. So Reverend said they teach them what to buy. It's not really what they buy. Yeah, and Nabila, that's better. About their products. Is because they teach people about their products. So we have a referencing word here, their products. Who does their refer to? Who do these products belong to? Yeah, the products belong to the companies. They don't belong to the advertisements. So the products belong to the companies. Have we mentioned the word company yet? So no. So if we haven't mentioned the word company, we can't reference something that hasn't been mentioned. So I like there, or the idea of there, like showing possession, but let's replace this with the word that it's really referring to. So about companies' products. And we put this possessive apostrophe because the products belong to the companies. Okay. So now this bit's a lot clearer. They teach people about companies' products. This is an excellent topic sentence. It's super clear what your opinion is, what the question is about, and your main idea is very specific. It's very, very clear what we're going to talk about. So, good job. Let's have a look at the next one I see in the chat. Okay, so the first reason I disagree with, so this is interesting. So absolutely works fine, but we've got a slightly different structure here. The first one says, I disagree that. So what type of structure follows this disagree that? If we look at this blue structure here, is this a clause or a noun phrase? A noun phrase does not have a verb. So let's have a look at this. Advertisements, well, that's a subject, should be. This is our verb. Prohibited, this is our object. So this is a clause. Sure, it starts with a noun phrase because all clauses start with a noun phrase because your subject is always a noun phrase. So if we've got this expression, I totally disagree that this needs to be a clause. Let's have a look at this one in blue. The first reason I disagree with banning all types of advertisements. Now, is this a clause or a noun phrase? There is a gerundial phrase. So what is a gerundial phrase? Does it have a verb? Nope. So this is basically a noun phrase. And then we've got this. And it's absolutely correct. It's been written correctly by Revan. So it's really important what comes after this disagree. The first reason I disagree with, this is always going to have the noun phrase. I totally disagree. That is always going to have a clause, okay? So just remember that in your writing. Like what you're going to follow it with depends with this final word. If you totally disagree with that, you want a clause. If you totally disagree with, you want a noun phrase, okay? By remembering these structures, it means that your grammar is going to be correct for the rest of our public sentence. So the idea is good. Raise the awareness of people is a little bit awkward. What would be a more natural collocation? Yeah, make people aware would be a little bit better. So here we have public, so people's fine. Look at this. Make people, this would be a more natural collocation here. That's fine. And don't panic too much about, oh, I've got to paraphrase everything. I've got to find synonyms. Sure, if we possibly can, we would like to find some synonyms. But remember, if you repeat a few words, it's certainly not stopping us getting a band 7 for our vocabulary. The key here is being accurate, is not finding synonyms at every single possible opportunity that don't actually work. If you use synonyms that don't work, this reduces your vocabulary score much more than you repeating the correct, accurate words. And here we do have some change. We changed the advertisements to a referencing pronoun. We've got the public to people, and then the rest is okay. Second body paragraph. So again, we're following the same 4-part structure, but the language is going to be a little bit different in the signposting. So we've already said one reason. So Revan said the second reason is, and Revan says, no need to restate your opinion. No, and I completely agree with Mary Nabila. No, we have to state what we're doing. Remember, we have to have very, very consistent statement about your opinion. So that word disagree, or what was the alternative we could have? Not agree. It needs to be in your topic sentence for an opinion essay. Okay, this is not optional. This needs to be in there. You need to be showing your opinion. In our second one, is it that important to repeat what we're agreeing or disagreeing with? So this part, I think we can omit. The blue part in the second one, I think it gets a little bit repetitive putting it in. So the second reason I do not agree, we know what we're not agreeing with. The reason that we don't mind now, if we've already mentioned in our previous paragraph, when we said the first reason, and you said what you're agreeing with. So the reader now, they're not inferring, is very clearly stated already in your essay that, okay, the second reason I do not agree. So for this part, we just need 3 parts. Is that, or because, and then, so here we're just going to have these 3-part strategy for our second idea. Okay, so following this structure, actually, before we start, what else could we say? So here you've got the second reason I do not agree. What other signposting language could we use instead of this? Another reason why I do not agree is that. And when we have these structures, what are we following with? Noun phrases or clauses? Clauses. So this time we're not using noun phrases. There's absolutely no way we're using noun phrases, because with this structure, we need a clause afterwards. Okay, so that usually indicates that a clause is following it. So we have a that clause. Okay, so having a look at one of these 2 structures, and then how would you write your topic ideas? Topic ideas? How would you write your topic sentences? So let's have a look at these here. So the second reason why I do not agree is that. Okay, we have got the signposting, which is important. We've got our connecting words, which is important. A number of workers will be unemployed. Subject, verb, object. Okay, we've got our clause. So the second reason, again, a number of workers will be unemployed. What would be a better word than be, which shows more of a changing of state? Yeah, become would be better here. Here we mentioned that there's going to be many, and here we said a number of. This is a really small thing, but which is more, many or a number of, which indicates the greater? Many. So how can we change the number of to show that maybe it's a bit more? So we don't want to be talking about proportion, which is most, but we can change this, yeah, a lot of. So these are really common synonyms, many and a lot of. If you see one, you can use the other. A number of is a really good synonym with the quantifier some. There's some workers, but if we ban advertisements, then it's not just some workers, lots of workers are going to become unemployed. So I think this is just a slightly better quantifier. It's again a very minor error, but it reads a little bit better here. A lot of workers will become unemployed. Okay, good. Mary, yeah, that's right. Many equals a lot of, some equals a number of. Another reason why I do not agree, very clear, is that very clear. Many people can become unemployed. So are we talking about possibility here? Because can implies possibility. So yeah, again, I wouldn't use can. We're not saying, oh, well, they could become unemployed. We're making a prediction. So we're being a lot more, we can be pretty sure. If advertisements were completely banned, it's not many people could become unemployed. They will. It's a very, very short. So we can maybe say will or are going to become. So these would be a little bit better here. Good structure. If anyone has any questions, please leave them in the comments or join our Facebook group. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Thank you so much to my students for coming along, and good luck to you all in your studies.